Hey guys, today on Work With Me, we're working on my favorite type of projects, the I Told You So projects. It's more so like this project I told the client they need to submit to DC Water probably a year ago, and they said no, we don't. This project involves extending a sidewalk, and in extending the sidewalk, they have to move a curb inlet because it needs to be conform to its current standards. So they waited a year and they found out that, hey, we actually need to do this. Now we have to submit the DC Water and DDOT so that we can have the plans in compliance. So let's engineer something. So here we are making sure that we have all the proper details in place. We are copying the details from the DC Water infrastructure manual. And as long as we have all the details, so we're making so here, where this detail needs to be put in, and we're just going through all the details and making sure that, okay, this detail is what we need as far as a catch basin / curb inlet. The words are interchangeable. Each jurisdiction has their own terminology for these words. Here I'm adding just the standard detail for the curb inlet. I'm just based on the curb detail, I'm adding this design in. At first, I did decide to just start with one curb inlet, and after doing this right calculations, I saw that it needs like multiple curb inlets because there's a good amount of water coming into it. Let's move along. At first, I decided to start with 15-inch RCP, but then I saw that downstream it's actually a 12-inch right here, even though I got the plan. So this is a 12-inch from the existing curb inlet, and then there's another 12-inch here, and then here we go. See, yeah, where is it? There we go. So this is a 12-inch from the site, and there's another 12-inch from the site. Per the DC Water not really DC Water, but per the DDOT infrastructure manual, for curb inlets, they require at least 15 inches for new systems. So if it's possible. So at first I decided to, let's just try to do 12 inches. This is 12 inches. And because they would have to replace this one and this one. I did go ahead and submit it at first to the client this way as just a 12-inch to 12-inch. But then they came back and said, no, let's do it. Let's do it with the full 15-inch and 15-inch. So we will go ahead and show it as the 15-inch and the 15-inch and make the other corrections that they see fit. I'll show you the corrections that they proposed as well. So I'm not sure if they scanned the plans, but I don't know how it looks like. Fine. Anyways, they did scan it. But anyways, they asked for a match line to see the side, says they want us to extend it to all the way to the 15-inch instead of just stopping here at the 12-inch, because they believe that DC Water was more than likely ask for an upgrade. And the reason why I did just stop here and say, okay, let's see what DC Water says about the 12-inch is because the issue was cost as to why they took so much time to move forward with this project. So I was trying to save on cost to say, okay, let's see if DC Water would be amicable with just upgrading this line to a 12-inch line as opposed to a 15-inch. This line being 15-inch line and the upstream line being 15-inch line. This is a demolition plan. I don't know. I don't agree with this one because we usually don't put reference new items in the proposed plans. We don't reference new items in the demolition plans. We only reference new items in the proposed plans. They're asking for a traffic control plan. Traffic control plans aren't usually required until the plans are approved by the permitting agency. Mash line, again, label the structure. That's not a big deal. That makes sense, especially since I've labeled them in other locations. And here they're asking us to upgrade the 15-inch. And for the storm upgrade scope. They're looking at the site plan, and they're looking at the site plan, and they're referencing that. We usually put up information on utilities on the utility plan, so it's just not on the they're just not referencing the proper location to see what they need to see. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the revisions. I just went ahead and made the revisions. For what I said earlier, that it's going to be a 15-inch line. Oh, it's the other side. So let's get those corrections. So let's combine this file so I can send it to the client. I added the erosion center control plan, but I'm just going to remove them because we have to send our submission via email, and it's just going to make the files a little bit more heavy. Let me see. Because currently, I have the files at 20 point to be at 20. That's pretty much fine, but we also have to send other files along with it, like the applications, whatnot. So let's look at it. So here we have notes, sheet set, but they know that sheets are necessary because they're used to us condensing the plans as much as possible to provide the necessary information that they need. Here all we did was shift over the viewport so that they can see the items that will be worked on. Here are the DC Water details, also well as the standard specifications from the DC Water DDOT manual. And here are the spread calculations. Here are some drainage divides to each. Here are the drainage divides to each curb inlet. So you'll see this curb inlet and this curb inlet. They're already labeled, actually. Okay, so they're already labeled, but we labeled them again for the contractor because they said they weren't labeled. And here are the spread calculations shown here, which these are internal spread calculations. And here's a spread calculation using a software that is pre-approved by DDOT. So once we make the corrections for the demolition plan, we're going to go ahead and send it off to the client for their approval, and then we will also submit to DC Water. So we sent the emails to the client, let them know that plans are ready, and we sent a copy of the updated plan set and let them know that the plans will be submitted before the end of the weekend. We responded to all their comments that they had internally. So let's see how this project goes. If you have any spread calculation projects or projects with updating roads, let us know. So like, comment, subscribe, and see more. Bye.